Hi, Sarabjit. Good evening.
Hi, Dr. Ajit. Good evening.
How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, we'll just start in 2 minutes then.
Okay, all right.
തുടങ്ങിയില്ലേ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടില്ലേ ഇങ്ങോട്ട്
Ajit, I think we can start, right? It's 5 minutes over, and we can start. I think
Yes,
people can.
yes, definitely. Yes. I was just, the team was sending reminder, and I was going, live on YouTube. So now we are YouTube live also. Yes. So people are joining. Definitely, people will be joining, and many of them have joined us.
Yeah.
One sec. So we can start now. Okay, so hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are good and doing well. So this webinar today is very specific and very much interesting. Why it is very much interesting? Because today we have Miss Sidhu with us. So she will be talking about the career opportunities, all about the career guidance here. She'll be telling you about the career opportunities, and she will be guiding you like how you can make your career, how you can think of a career in the clinical research and in the field of marketing, medical writing, not marketing, medical writing, I'm so sorry. So this, why we are actually conducting this the entire webinar series or webinar, because we have our experts with us, and we have our experts with us who will be who will be telling you the actual importance of medical writing in the career, okay, and actual importance of clinical research. I will ask everyone to put off their videos, and because that's disturbing. Okay, so as you all know that we are coming up with a 3 months exclusive course, 3 months exclusive course on medical writing. That course is comprehensive course where we are going to learn all about the medical writing, about everything of the medical writing. Okay, so in that case we need our experts to tell you like what is exactly the importance of this course, and how exactly you can think of the medical writing as a career option in your future. See, medical writing is not just for the pharmacy person or the pharmacy people. Many of other streams are well aligned with medical writing. Okay, very well aligned. Like biotechnology people, and people from microbiology, people from medical, nursing, dental, and all the pharmacy streams. This is very much aligned. Why? They are very much aligned with the medical writing because they are the person who know about the medical terminologies, who are the the main pillars of medical terms, and they know how to write the manuscripts, how to write the reports, how to prepare the protocols, and how to submit it to ethics. And there are multiple things in protocol, and how to make the regulatory documents. And because they are learning from the starting only, they are learning all about the medical writing. Okay, and they are all everything in clinical research, from, as I'm always telling you in all the classes, all of my classes, and all of our lectures, and all of our sessions, whether they're expert sessions or non-expert sessions, we always focus on one thing. When you are starting your clinical research, you start the clinical research from the very basic point, where you search the topic, right? Where you search the topic, and how you search the topic, you have to find a gap, right? And how you find a gap, you go to the literature. And how the literature comes, it comes from the medical writing, it comes from the medical writers. Medical writers are the the main people who come up with the literature, who write the literature, and you are reading the literature. And then based on that only, you construct your research papers, your entire research, your methodology, your and then at the end you publish it somewhere. In the companies, similarly, when they conduct the multi-center clinical trials in different sites, different countries, and the various clinical trials, they also start with the same thing. And they need multiple more documents, like informed consents. They need many more other things, regulatory documents, submissions, and then they take permissions from the regulatory bodies, right? So everything include the documentation. And the documentation, these all documentation is prepared by medical writers. And medical writing is not just limited to one thing, that you are the medical writer, whether you are just associate or these things. You can promote up to, you can go up to the director's post. You can, there are all the phases where medical writers are growing in the market. Previously they used to say the regulatory affairs, or and that was the integral part of medical writing. But nowadays we have the organizations which are totally focusing on medical writing itself. Multiple CROs, they have their own big wings of medical writing, right? So our course, I will just share with you. Our course is a 3 months course, where you are going to get everything what we are usually facing, usually facing in the medical writing. So this course is a business purpose means business targeted, means not only like you are just writing on the scientific matter. If you want to just write the paper, you just want to publish the paper, so your thesis, not at all. It is like business associated also. Business associated means the actual what you feel in the industry. So industry associated also, the clinical trials associated also, regulatory associated, pharmacovigilance associated, post marketing associated. So you will learn here all the clinical skills and the medical writing skills. So this is a 3 months skill development training program actually. And here this training will be given by the experts from industry, from the institutional organizations. And we have people from different organizations, as we are introducing one of our resource person today with you. So in this course you will be getting a comprehensive wide coverage, and experts from the top-notch companies in India, affordable prices, 20 plus modules, and personalized assignments, industrial projects, and 100% live classes. Okay, and real-time query resolution, and end-to-end management. And then you will get all opportunities to join the CLIMAD Research Exchange program. People are coming up with the question that what is CLIMAD Research Exchange program. So I'll just brief it out. What is CLIMAD Research Exchange program? CLIMAD Research Exchange program is nothing but we will be connecting you to the mentors around the world and in India itself. We have the good network of mentors. We have the good network of researchers and scientists from the industry and from the institutions in India. Okay, so the panel of researchers, panel of scientists, panel of professors will teach you how to do the research. And in their collaborations, you can start your own research. You can search your you can start your own topics and your own research. Okay, like suppose in some colleges there is no research facilities. You don't have the good research facilities, or they are not aware of the research much, clinical research or medical writing, or medical writing means the systematic reviews and review papers. And also how you will connect it, and you are like you do not find a good mentor around you. So we are here to connect you to the best mentors. You can connect, with the, with the mentor of your choice. Okay, from anywhere. Okay, you can choose the mentor and you can start the research with them. The platform will be given by CleMed completely. Okay, this is a kind of networking. This is a kind of network of professors and mentor and mentee networking, right? So we have faculties from Canaps, Novartis, IQVIA, and today we have added one more from GSK, very renowned organization. And anyone can join this course, from the beginner or intermediates to develop or to improve the skills. And any stream, whoever from the any streams of pharmacy, medical, dental, nursing professionals, or the students can join this course. So this is the course content where we are talking about in the introduction of medical writing, all the skills and core areas, drug development process, preclinical, clinical, or post marketing, and scientific writing, all the scientific writing, systematic review, write an original paper, journal selection, publication, submission, and then evidence-based medicine, medical writing for clinical research industry, like study types, clinical trials, ICDs, protocols, investigators brochure, case report forms, report writing, and then review process will be completely, taught by, our experts in the form of, in the topics of management of review process, quality check, control, proofreading, and a good documentation practices. Then post marketing phase writing, DSUR, PSUR, CSR, CER, everything will be there. And in the regulatory writing submissions, IND, investigational new drugs and new NGA, BLA and SNGA, ANDA, and CTD formatting, ECTD submissions, everything. Okay, and review process, and then these guidelines will be clarified with you. Consort, stroke, care, COP, Prisma, and Muse, and your soft skills development will be developed, and entire modules will be there on pharmacovigilance, so you can understand that things. So I invite every one of you to come and take up this course, because this is very much economical. In outside, if you go, it is like 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, and our motto is to provide the quality education to everyone, so we are coming up with this very and providing this. Okay guys, so without wasting much time now, I'll come to our today's webinar. This webinar is on the guidance, total career guidance, by Miss Sidhu. She is there with us today to discuss that part with us. So I'll take a privilege to introduce. One sec, I think. Okay, someone's mic is on. I'll just keep the mics off for everyone, then we can go ahead. So let me introduce our today's resource person or speaker, Sarabjit Sidhu. She holds the master's degree in microbiology and postgraduate diploma in clinical research. She also holds the master in business administration MBA, and she has over 12 years of experience in clinical trials in both operations and medical writing with different multinationals. Recently, she has published a book, especially a book on clinical research and medical writing career guide. She also actively participates in webinars to guide the students. So I welcome Sarabji. आपका स्वागत है. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and guide our students on medical writing and clinical research. And guys, I am very proudly announcing that Miss Sarab will be joining as one of the mentor to our course. And we were talking day before yesterday, and she was telling her book will be one of the course material for our students. Okay, on a very much discounted prices. Or I'm also thinking, like, if we can provide the book on clinical research and medical writing completely free to all the students. Otherwise, you will get it very very big discount. Definitely. Okay, as a course material, you will get this book. Okay, her book on medical writing and clinical research. So I'll invite now Miss Sarab. First, please introduce you a little bit more and talk about your book, and then please go ahead with today's topic, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ajit, and thank you so much for building the context of our webinar. So I welcome everyone who has joined today, and I hope fully say that this 1 hour will be very useful to you. You will learn something, right? And a little bit about me. I have done masters in microbiology, and then I joined clinical research as my profession. I joined WHO first, and that is one of the big for my first job and the best learning that I have learned from that job only. So then I moved to where I worked in like in operations and medical writing, and then I moved totally to a medical writing. So just see that this job offers you so much of a knowledge that person like me who can also write a book, right? So this is all I got experience. I'm no different from you guys. I'm just like you guys. So but the knowledge that you gain out of this profession is so huge, you know. Every day that you learn new things. So I was able to write a book like person like me. Then you can also do you know, imagine anything. So without a delay, so Dr. Ajit, I think I can present my screen, right? I have rights?
Yes, you can.
Let me present my screen and share with you the presentation, right? So just give me a hint if you can see, right?
Yeah, sure, it is visible.
Thanks everyone. So what I have tried for today's presentation, I assume that everyone is new, you know, in this field. So I just try to build a story, and I'm trying to introduce clinical research or a medical writing to you, so that you can make your decision on this, that it is you know, sounding good to you, or is it your call, or should you be going ahead in this? So you can make a decision like that. And as Dr. Ajit said, that they are offering a course at very nominal price, that if you are intrigued to join that, you may take that decision. So I may go off video.
You can make it full screen.
Yes, yes. So all right. So once again, welcome everyone. So in today's session, I will try to, you know, let you know a bit about the clinical research, maybe 1 or 2 slides, so that you can connect the dots. So we should be thanking to media so much, like, because the clinical trials is a household name now, right? All thanks to pandemic. So every day we listen about clinical trials, the vaccine trials. So clinical trials are almost same that you are doing in your, you know, labs. They are also scientific experiment. What differentiate them? That differentiation factor is that humans are involved. You know, that is one. Second is performed under controlled condition. Everything is controlled. And when you know we wanted to control each and everything, then you need a manpower, right? You need lot of resources, and you need lot of money as well, you know. And these clinical trials, they needed to quantify specific aspects of the treatment, because in each day, whenever you're taking a pill and whenever you are taking an injection, have you given a thought like how it has been reached to you? You know, it has been reached to you by passing many steps, right? So let me take you to next slide. So as I have given you an example, like whenever you take a pill or whenever you go to, you know, a hospital, you take an injection, and that a drug or a molecule has been traveled from a lab to a market, and this journey from a lab to market is very expensive and is needed a lot of resources and is a time consuming, you know. So in a lab it's very easy to do a research in comparison when you are doing in actually on the human beings, right? So the journey from lab to market is it needed lot of efforts and lot of resources. So I'll take you to another slide just to showcase you that how this journey look like, right? So when we start with the drug development process in the lab, you know, in the lab, we may start with the thousands of molecules, 10,000 or even more than that. They look promising, like, okay, this molecule has a potential to treat this indication, or this molecule is a good, maybe can be a potential treatment for this disease. or this molecule, this vaccine, candidate can be a good to treat for a prevention of X disease, right? So that is the our thought process with lab. You start with the lab with so many high number of molecules, but then from a lab, out of these 10 or 20,000 molecules, I have used here as just an exemplary. It's just an exemplary hypothetical example to make you understand that how complex this industry is and why so much resources are needed in this. So we start with the lab, then out of these 10, 20,000, we select few compounds based on their mechanism, based on their stability, based on number of factors. From then we select few lead molecules, right? Lead compound. Okay, they may be a 500 or maybe a 1,000. Then we start with the discovery testing and chemical synthesis, even including a formulation. Discovery testing and formulation means that, okay, this molecule is looking promising in a lab. How about its chemical nature, right? Is it a stable? Is it environmentally friendly? And can we upscale this molecule? Okay, this is looking very good in a lab condition. How about its formulation and how about its manufacturing on the larger scale? Right, that also the scientists try to study. They try to study each and every aspect, that it looking very promising, so that then only they go ahead with the patent. So once the patent is filed, they already this consume 4 to 5 years, right? This whole process consume a lot of time, and as the number of years are increasing, our budget is also increasing, right? So the third is that our budget will also increase. So this is the budget. In the lab, this will be minimum. As we are moving ahead in the ladder, our budget will increase. So then if the molecule is good, it is showing good promises that, okay, everything is possible with this molecule, then the scientists go ahead with the animal testing. So they test in the animal, they try to get a basic data, okay, how does the drug behave in the animal body and how is the body responding to that drug, those your PK and PD studies, right? So if it looks good in the animal also initially, so then only we can go in the clinical trial, which is also I have written here as a human trials. So let's just look at the amount of the work that has been put into before we start with the clinical trial. So then we don't go into detail because this is just a story we are sharing about the clinical trials, right? So then is the next phase 1, 2, 3. So now then if we have passed all the phases successfully, after phase 3 only we will be able to come into a market. And even when we are in the market, we have to go for phase 4. So now if you look at the number of years it takes, it generally take, maybe 10 to 12 years of time. COVID vaccines are exception. So mostly drug development takes a lot of time, around 10 to 12 years, sometimes 15 years as well, right? And look at this, we started with so many new molecules, over 10,000, and ultimately we will be having one successful in the market, 1 or 2, you can say that. So the drop rate, look at the drop rate, it is very high, right? And since the drop rate is very high, the expense, the budget is very high, right? And this makes it very, tedious job. It needs a lot of resources. Again and again, I am emphasizing, and they need a skillful resources. The difference in the clinical industry is that they really want people who are skillful, right? Who know their job, because we are dealing with a sensitive matter. So now I will introduce you to a medical writing, right? So when today I was trying to build these slides for you, so what I thought is that how I should be introducing this topic to you so that the best information which is related to you reach out to you. So medical writing is that conveying medical information either to healthcare community, regulatory body, or a common public as well. So what your role will be that you will be comprehensive medical information, so that either it should be reaching to healthcare community, which is doctors, or scientists, right? Or it is the regulatory body, or maybe health ministry, or if it is in US FDA, if in India DCGI, as applicable. And additionally to common public also, because these days our common person is very much interested, like, okay, if I'm taking this pill, what are the side effects of this pill, right? And what are the advantages of taking this pill? And even if I'm taking a vaccine, people are having so many questions in their mind, right? They need answers, right? Today's people, folks, they are very much intrigued in anything. They need answers, they want answers. So as I'll take you for a minute to previous slide also. As I said, like we travel from lab to a market. You look at the number of steps involved, and for each step, you will be needing a support of lot of documents, lot of writing. And who does that? Is a medical writer, right? So at each step, like lead compound, as we are progressing down the line, down this funnel, the medical writing document required are much more, So like we have done with the safety animal study, we will be compiling all the data, we will be preparing the reports, then we will be also preparing the file for the regulatories, So these documents are very much confidential, and they are read by very intelligent people. So you really need to articulate them in good way. So if I say medical writing, it is very interesting a profession. Interesting when I say is that every day you will learn new things. Now maybe you are working on oncology, right? So you will learn about oncology when you are preparing a report, or maybe when you are preparing a study design, or maybe preparing a protocol of that oncology clinical trial. You will learn about that. And tomorrow you are shifted to another team. You are preparing a protocol for a HIV disease. You will learn about that. So the learning opportunity, offered by medical writing is very high. So even if I talk about myself, my knowledge has been, increased as I grow in this career, right? So even I was studying one data, like what is the future of a medical writing, So this is the one report shared by that 2022 to 27, their projection is that it will grow at the 9% rate. So that is their projection for a medical writing. So you may read this report little more for your interest, right? I won't go deep in this. So the only point I'm here wanted to make is that it has a demand, right? So now coming to our another question, like, okay, it sounds good to me. Now, who can make a career in a medical writing? Initially it was like impression in everyone's minds, like, okay, only people who are having a medical background, they can come in this profession, right? But I just wanted to let you know that anyone who has a background of medical sciences, right, and have a good skills in a language, right, they can take a medical writing as a profession, right? That maybe you have an MSc in life sciences, like an example of mine, I have done MSc in microbiology, but I am working as a medical writer. And maybe pharmacy background, or maybe nursing background, or maybe you have done MBBS, right? And or a dentistry, or maybe other associated fields of a medical, like physio or BMS. There are lots, right? And or sometimes even I have seen few of my friends, they have done PhDs. Yeah, so they have done PhDs, and after their PhD, they have joined a medical writing. So it fits for everyone. So only biggest challenge in front of medical writer is that you have to present medical or scientific information in a simple way as much as possible. You have to make a story, right? So that is the greatest skill as a medical writer you can have. I also tried to build around, like, where you can see yourself as an employee. Like, because this is the question very much relevant to every one of us. Like, okay, this is good profession. I may fit into this. Like, now the next question is where I can find a job, right? So that is quite a relevant question to us. Yeah. So then any pharmaceutical industry, right? You can Google it, start doing your own research. I intentionally have not mentioned the name of the organizations. The reason is I want you to work, right? And yeah, is anyone having question? I can hear background noise. Or you may drop a questions in the chat box, or we can take it.
No, there was no question. I think by mistake someone's mic was on.
All right. All right. Sorry. So another is that contract research organization, maybe like, even KPOs, knowledge process organizations like, Syneos, Quintiles, Prexel, Icon, and these KPOs like TCS, Kinaps, right? So these all offer, can be a good employer, right? Medical device manufacturers, even biotech firms. Biotech firms are growing, at very high speed. So biotech firms can offer very good jobs to you. Medical communication, marketing and advertising agencies, or even educational companies, right? And you can also work as a freelancer as well. But I just wanted to share here one thing for a freelancer. This is only possible once you are very good in your craft, which means you have some experience where you can say that, okay, now I can work independently. Right? So these are some of the attributes I have shared here. So what are needed to be a good medical writer? If you wanted to see yourself a medical writer, what are the skills that you need to work on? These skills is not, my intention is not to show you like, okay, to judge yourself, like, do I have a skill or not? I don't have attention to this. No, this slide doesn't mean that. This slide mean that you need these skills, and if you feel like you don't have this skill at the moment, right, you can work on that, right? Suppose you feel like you don't know about the quality of your writing, right? You can test it, you can try to improve it. So the attention to details, in a medical writing, you always have to be very alert, as I have shared in my previous slides, that clinical trial are very expensive. The room for error is less, and the organizations are preferring people who are skilled, right? So you really need to have attention to detail, and of course the ability to write, which means that sound, inference of the scientific knowledge, and grammatically sentence, and the structure should be grammatically correct. And you should be having ability to work across the teams. Sometimes often what happens in a medical writing, so you work along with a different team, maybe with the operation team, maybe with the pharmacovigilance team. They may be not working at your site. They may be sitting at a different site, or even in the different country, or maybe you have to collaborate with the different teams. So you should be having really team spirit and ability to work independently, right? You should be a good communicator. Communicator is that when you are working in a team, right, you may be drafting some document and you are having some questions. So you should be having such a good communication skills that you are able to put those questions in a right way, so that you get the answers. And in case you are not clear on some things, you should be articulating your questions in a such way that you will be able to clarify your all the doubts. Knowledge or aptitude for understanding of a medicine, you should be having a strong therapy knowledge, but this doesn't mean that you should be knowing each and everything. The moment you start working on that particular therapy, suppose at the start I've given you an example, right, you can really enhance your knowledge, right? Maybe today you are working, say example, in the vaccine, which is infectious disease. So you should be reading everything about infectious disease. You should be knowing the fundamentals. That doesn't mean that you will be doing the PhD in that therapy, right? But at least you should be knowing the fundamentals of that particular therapy. And tomorrow you will be maybe shifting to another therapy, maybe onco. So you should be knowing about the oncology. There are few more skills that I would like to share. Since we are working in the regulatory environment, we used to have a deadlines, right? And we should learn to respect those deadline. So this work is deadline, like, okay, you should be completing, you should aim to complete this work by maybe next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So this is deadline oriented work, and we need a thorough research, and if something is given to us, then we need to know, understand A, B, C, and Z, everything about that. And we really should be focusing on the accuracy, how accurate this work is, right? And it should be clear thinking and writing. Once we were discussing, the writing is such a beautiful skill. It is not about the writing. When you're writing, it means you first understood that subject correctly, then you reframe in your mind, and then only you write. So when you are writing, when you see that someone has a good writing skills, it means they have developed multiple skills. That is the reason in many organizations, I would say, that they ask you to take a writing test. That is the routine in clinical research, I would say. So because from your writing, one can assess multiple skills, like, okay, if this person can write very well, it means they can comprehend the information first, right? And the second is, and they are able to communicate their thought process in a right way. So that is the beauty of a good writing. And so, as I already covered, the ability to write clearly. So examples, what are the example? What type of the documents that you can vision, like, okay, all right, I wanted to be a medical writer. What type of the document I would be writing in my future, right? So that can be a question to you. So when I say, as we are introducing more you to the clinical research, right? So all the document, those are applicable, as I showed you in that slide number 2, the life cycle of drug development. Maybe protocols. Protocol is nothing, says, it's just a blueprint of your study. Like, before the start of your study, you should be knowing each and every step. So that is protocol. And once your study is done, you should be preparing a report. So all these documents that you will be preparing in the clinical trials. But that is one part of it, right? Now medical writing is growing, it's expanding, right? So you will also be writing a journal articles, which is manuscript, right? A review article, anything. And maybe advertising for pharmaceutical or other product, and internet content, medical education material, pharmaceutical marketing material, that is the brochures and everything. And I will also introduce you to the summaries, brief summaries of which goes on international registries. This field is again growing at very high speed, which is also known as a public disclosure. Patient education material, because we are involving here the humans in a clinical trials, right? So as I said, today's people ask a lot of questions. They might be having many questions. Today, if you go to Health Ministry's website, just wanted to check about COVID-19, you will find number of question answer there. Who have you imagined that who have prepared those question answer? Of course, the medical writer. You will go to WHO site for each and everything. You will be like most frequent asked questions. Those are patient education material. These days, the top hospitals, they also prepare such questionnaires, and maybe some physician speeches, posters for conferences, sales training material, even training material as well, and including policy document, right? So as I give you example, like in a public health, maybe Ministry of Health Science, or maybe WHO, when they release new policies, do you think they are sitting and they are preparing those policy documents? No, they are using the medical writers as a resource to prepare all those documents. So this is just a glimpse I have shown you, so that your vision can expand, you can relate it to more, right? So these are few also. I was just literally in the morning, I was thinking a lot, like what are the best examples I can put so that you can relate it very well. Maybe and I suppose some writers, they don't write, they gained a lot of experience. Even you will be given a role of, okay, proofread. Yeah, if you have a really very good knowledge and understanding of medical writing, you have upscaled yourself to very high level, then next jobs that you can imagine to be a proofreading and just an editing, you have to review it only, right? And maybe some magazine article, maybe some professional press articles, right? So, and the marketing materials as well. So now I will also share with you, like, if you wanted to, be a medical writer, what are the different ways that you can, uplift your knowledge? First is that you can read, of course, that is one thing. You can read good articles on medical and pharmaceutical journals. You may subscribe to online letters. You may develop an understanding. So this is very important, and I forget to mention the skills as well. You should be having a basic understanding of the statics. It's not like you should be deep diving in the statics, but the basic understanding, what the p value is saying, that what ANOVA inference is saying, that, right? That basic understanding you should be having about the statics. And obtain, you should be knowing about the style guides and medical dictionaries, right? Keep up to date with the regulatory guidance, because we are working in the regulatory environment, we are watched. So you should be knowing the applicable regulatory guidelines. And of course, not to mention the soft skills, you should be knowing where MS Word, right? PowerPoint, Acrobat, and maybe to an Excel. So you may add more here, but this is the glimpse. So these are informal ways, and there are formal ways also, right? As a Dr. Ajit also introduced you at the start, you may complete, courses in statics, pharmacology and life sciences. If you have already a degree in pharmacology and life sciences, then you want to uplift your writing skills, you may take a writing course, writing program, maybe a shorter one, right? You can test yourself, you can develop your skills there. You will be also having an opportunity ask questions, right? And to clarify doubts. But I will say again one thing, even if you're taking some course, it's one way to increase your knowledge, but certainly the best effort is required from your end. So, and of course, I am the person that who also wanted to talk around the money as well. I don't limit myself from, discussing how much I can earn and what I can expect as a medical writer, because these are very important questions according to me. If we are choosing some career, right? If we are choosing some career, then definitely we would be liking to see ourselves in a comfortable social position, so that I'm able to pay my bills, I'm able to fulfill my needs, family needs, right? Those are important factors to consider. So this is what I have in the morning, as I was saying that I was preparing these slides. I joined medical writing years back, so a lot has been shifted. So I have done some basic research and I came up with this number. This is an average. This can be a bit low, also can be very high, a little higher depending on where you are going. So I will also request you to go to a glass door, right? And try to see like what a fresher can earn as a medical writer. And once you have good skills, then you can demand according to you. You can grow at any speed, so you can keep goal as high as you want. So this is what I wanted to share with you, because this is an important to decide on things. So just to recap, and this is also I am giving you a homework as well. You should be knowing what are the characteristics, what are the main things those are required to be a good and successful medical writer, and what are the jobs you can aim who are the employers, right? As I told, like pharmas, CROs, and many more. And what are the career paths, like, so, and what are the salaries? You can do more research on this, right? Coming to my book, I first of thing, I am a microbiology student, and whatever I have written in this book is that the knowledge and experience that I have gained while working, right, over the past 10 years. So whatever the experience I have gained, I try to, you know, mm, uh, present that experience in this book, because I have seen in the clinical research and medical writing, there are very few books, and those are also from international authors. And I was having one big objective for this book, is that I wanted to write this in very simple language, a language that, maybe you came back from your college and you have maybe half an hour free with you, and you want to read it. You should not be feeling like, oh, I'm this is taxing my brain. This book language is, I have kept, is very simple. And this book has two parts. The part one is, of course, it is telling the story of a clinical research, what clinical trials are, what are the main their guidelines, what are the main terminology used in clinical research. And the part two is that medical writing, and how you can be a good medical writer, what are the different medical writing documents. So I have showcased many examples there, right? Even you will find a few diagrams within the book. And additionally, you can use this book as a guide, like after doing your course, maybe you are having an interview, you wanted to quickly go through some book and some piece of information, right? So this book will be a comprehensive guide to you, that you can, okay, tomorrow I'm going to face an interview, and let me go through the important facts about the clinical trial, so you can go through that. So this book is available on Amazon also, and if you will be joining a course, we will think about ways to work around, like how we can make available to you at a nominal price. So this is the last. I think we can take questions. Please feel free to ask questions.
Hello. So I think, guys, if you have any doubts or any questions, you can, just ask.
Or you can drop down in the, chat box.
Yes, in YouTube also there are 30 plus people. If you have any questions, guys, you can go ahead.
Hi,
if you
ma'am.
have any doubts, if you want to
This
know.
is Ashish.
Yes, Ashish, please.
Hi,
Yes,
Ashish.
yeah. Actually, I'm from pharmacovigilance domain, ma'am. So, I was looking into the medical writing. So, how can we shift into how can we gain the proper path to the medical writing? Can you give us some example?
Now, I will say that your path will be a bit easier than any fresher, because you are already in a field. I'll say there are two options. One is that going externally, you start seeing the roles. Those are available, already available on the job portals. You can start applying for those roles. That is one. But I will say you that prepare first yourself. You should be preparing yourself, right? And second is that wherever you are working, you can move internally as well. You may talk to your manager, or may you talk to your HR, like my interest is in a medical writing, I wanted to make an internal shift. But again, the main question comes in here is that develop your basic writing skills, right? Even if I'll talk about myself, I started with the operations. I was in operations. But during my operation job, I was also supporting my manager in preparing medical writing document, like a protocol. And like I said, we were preparing a policy document also. We were looking for a funding from Bill Gates Melinda Foundation, and we were preparing a document for them. That was my first writing assignment. So I gained experience out of that. Because when you will be going for a medical writing role, you may get a test, to clear that. So these are two ways, according to me, that you can start applying externally and you can talk internally as well.
But my doubt is that do the companies or the other thing researchers do they conclude the pharmacovigilance domain because they don't have experience before they're having an experience of intake and case processing all. So do they consider for the medical writing, or what are the skills we need to develop for that?
Let me try to understand your question, Ashish. Is that you are asking that do they consider your pharmacovigilance experience for a medical writing? Is this the
Yes,
question?
yes. And how
Of
do
course,
they may?
of course, because one of my friends, she was earlier working in PV, then she joined in a medical writing. If I will give you the closest example, in a PV, you will be preparing the cases, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, those are very close to what you are doing a safety narrative in a medical writing. They're almost similar, right? So the only thing is that be confident and say that, look, I have skills of writing, and same time sharpen your skills, and your experience definitely will be considered. Why not? Because you already know a lot about clinical trials.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any other
Thank you
questions?
so much, ma'am.
Welcome.
I think one more question is there in the chat box.
Yeah, I request you to read out for me.
Yes. So this question is from Sobit. Does doing an academic course after whatever graduation subject you have helps in any ways to your career in medical writing? To clarify, the question is should be the students should join as a medical writer early on and gain experience in the sector, or advance their degree such as PhD and then join the sector of medical writing?
The quickest answer, I won't comment on the fact that you should be doing PhD or not. That is a separate topic, because that is a matter of interest, right? If I'm really interested in PhD, I should be going for it. But to cut short your answer, after your master, if you are in life sciences, you can join a medical writing. If you are doing some professional course, it is really going to help you. Yeah. So PhD is a separate thing, But if I say that if I have done masters and some other candidate has done PhD, we will be starting from same point only. So that I can, insight I can share with you.
Yes, guys. Any other questions? Okay, so next question is, hello, ma'am. Could you please share some insights by HUR or scientific writing domain as well as medical writing? Okay, as well in medical writing, HUR and medical writing. Okay, the question is that.
They are all medical writing only, right? So they are different. HOR is that gaining interest these days a lot, because real world studies, they are gaining interest a lot, especially from a regulatory side as well. So they are not different, but I'll say that when it comes to an observational study, regulations are not that strict. Regulations are easier than a regulatory, but they're all same. If you have a writing skills, it's a scientific, clinical trials or HUR, it's almost same.
Yes. Okay. So one more question. What's the difference between medical writing and regulatory writing, ma'am?
I already answered, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I'll say that even if no, I'll explain it a bit more. Even if you saw my slide, I have given examples of lot many writing documents, maybe articles, and regulatory is when we especially writing for a regulatory authority. You are writing for FDA, you are writing for DCGI, right? And the scientific writing is the more is that when you are writing for some journal, you are writing a review article, you are writing an article. So that is a scientific writing.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I am asking you one thing.
Yes, sure. Who is this? Okay.
I am Rakshal Tiwari, pursuing final year B Pharma.
Okay, Prakshal, please go ahead.
I am asking pharmacovigilance या medical coding. Which one is highest career in future?
Pharmacovigilance and
Medical coding.
Okay, we are talking about here medical writing, but it's okay. If she wants to answer, that's totally up to her.
Now I am working in medical coder in one company. So I am future plan it medical pharmacovigilance. So I am just confused now to just ask.
right, because I have not been part of medical coding. I don't know much about the career path in there. That is one thing. But in a clinical research, if you wanted to see yourself, especially you have given an example of PV, I know that the career path is quite promising there. But same time, do your own research. What is a career path in a medical coding? Because I'm not able to comment there because I have not been part of that industry. So I don't want to make any wrong suggestion. Like, oh,
It's
PV is
okay.
very good, medical coding is not good. Just make an analysis. But I can say that in a PV, lot of my friends are working in PV. They are having very good career path. But just do your comparative research on a medical coding.
Starting PV on bachelor degree या PG degree is compulsory.
You are pharmacy student, right?
Yeah.
If I understand. So you can start. You in a pharmacy students that for a PV, you can start with the PV career after bachelor degree also. But there are few organizations they started asking for a master's as well.
Yes.
But there are many, and that transition I have seen recently only. So, but I definitely would like to share my honest thoughts. But of course, you can start after your B Pharmacy as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay, so how does the degree impact on medical writing career? Like, what's the difference between a person of MBBS and then pharmacy, PharmD, or other life science course? Okay.
If I say MBBS or our life sciences, the two will be having a different roles in a medical writing. Then if there is an MBBS person in a medical writing team, they will be reviewing the medical document from a medical perspective. You will be writing your document from a writing point of view. So these are two different, sets. You can't compare those two.
Yeah, exactly. True. Okay,
because
the next.
if I say just sorry to cut you, so that medical writing document is not that job is finished with the medical writer. They are reviewed by the scientist also. They are reviewed by the regulatory person also. They were reviewed by the patent, who is the lawyer, So they are reviewed by, as you said, you give an example of MBBS. They are also reviewed by a person who is having a sound medical therapy knowledge, right? Just to let you know.
Yeah. Okay, another course is from Mohammed Rafi. With PV-ICSR experience, which domain is better to switch in terms of growth and learning? Medical writing in PV, medical writing in aggregate reporting, or in CT?
You can't differentiate yourself. You can't box up yourself. I'll say wherever you are getting opportunity, you get in there. So I can say this one. You can't say that this is better, this is not better. So wherever you are getting, in a clinical research, is one thing is very clear, like getting into a door is more important than making your selections initially. So if you are getting opportunity in anywhere, in any writing field, get there, right? So,
yes, true. Okay.
That's my point of view.
Okay, any other question, guys? Okay, so guys, see, our mentors are here, and you can ask any questions if you have right now. Yes, sir, you.
I just wanted to know whether there is any this age bar or age limit whenever you want to get such a job. Probably if you are a freelancer, there's no such question arises. But a person like me who is 76, but lot of experience in teaching pharmacology and clinical research and everything, about 100 research papers, can I get a job in medical writing?
Uh, let me see this question from a organization's policy perspective, right? So first of all, that is amazing to know that you have so much of experience, right? It's brilliant to know such things, and you still have enthusiasm. That's again very good thing.
Yes.
For organization perspective, sir, I can say that organization is having a policy that you can work there till 60 years. Even if I am working that, I have to take in a retirement after 60. And you can get 1 or 2 years, buffer based on your requirement. The best for you is that I think you can use your skill and knowledge maybe to guide students, because you're saying that you have such a brilliant experience
Yes.
as a
Right,
teacher,
Right.
sound publication background, right? So best is that you can guide others and maybe you can work as a freelancer. Maybe
Very
Dr. Ajit can add more, So her concern is the policy.
Namaste, Santini sir. First of all, you're welcome. And I think that is the best way to guide your students, and not only students, the faculties you can, guide now at this point of time to, you can encourage them to do more research and to write the papers and guide them in that, sir. And I think that would be helpful for everyone.
Correct.
For you as well. Yeah.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, of course. I think, Saryu, we have cleared this question before as well. After doing MSc in clinical research, can we do job in medical writing? Of course, definitely. You are, I think, more eligible for this than a bachelor's in pharmacy or bachelor's in nursing, because you have the extra bonus points with this MSc in clinical research. I'll now refer this question to Ms. Sarab again. She wants to add on something.
You have answered it rightly, so that if you already have done masters in clinical research, you know a lot, right? So there's no other best person than you to join the industry, right?
True. Okay, guys. So if no more questions, we can take off. And this workshop was amazing, and she has described all the roles and responsibilities. I'll just summarize in a minute. She has discussed about the payments, the salaries. She has discussed about the roles in different companies, what you can do, how you can do, and how you can perform your job in medical writing, and how you can choose it as an independent career opportunity after your bachelor's or master's or PhD degree. So there is no qualification bar. As you just need the PhD only. You can join even after your bachelor's of pharmacy or PharmD or your MBBS, your nursing, your dental degree. I have seen many of the dental people who are in the medical writing and regular.
My so many friends, they are from dentistry background.
Many of
and
them.
yeah, we are working together now.
Yes. So there is no qualification or degree bar that you just need be pharmacy or something in clinical research. You should be from the health science background. The biotechnology background is also working. I have seen
all about interest. I'm sorry to again cutting you.
No
and
problem.
all about interest and
Exactly.
how skillful you are, right?
Yes.
And I know one person. That person has done this BA, right?
Of course.
In arts, but that person was having excellent literature skill. And what she has done is then she done few courses on life sciences, online courses and stats and life sciences. Now she's working as a medical writer, So there are endless opportunities, but it all depends on how skillful you are, right?
And one question I have, Ms. Sarab, for you, like how useful it is like for the work from home, because people who are many people I have seen, they are in their pregnancy phase or in their maternal phase or in their that phase where they cannot exactly join the company, but they are very much enthusiastic to work from home. So how they can participate and how they can work in the medical writing field?
medical, even from the last, before even pandemic, I was, after my marriage, I was also working as a, working from home remotely, because for medical writers, there's nothing like you have to be in office. Like
Right.
for operation job, you have to be in office, you have to sign, you have to do many things.
Correct.
But in a medical writing, there is no such thing. And organizations started offering you full-time, like take an example of Indizine.
Right.
Their model is totally work from home. Like the example that you have given, one of my friends, she was having a kid and she don't wanted to go in office, so she chose to be fully working, remotely. So that options are endless. But again, you have to initially prove to your organization that you are ready to work as an independent, right? So
Right, true.
once you gained that confidence, then they are happy to allow you work from home. But of course, everything comes on your skill set again.
Definitely. True. So I think definitely your skills are very important to be developed before getting into any job, because that is the first thing even the interviewer asks you what are your skills. It is not about what percentage did you get in your degree. Frankly, from my perspective, something that matters is your skills.
Yes, of course. And these skills can be gained. It's not like that you are born with those skills. If you don't have, you
True.
work on that, right?
True.
So, and if you take my example, till class 10th, I've been studied to a local language, in a Punjabi. It's like my medium was not in English, So then, so if I can do, you can all do that.
True.
Yes,
Definitely.
Sardarni.
Yes, sir. Okay. Any other questions, guys? So, if you are really interested in medical writing, and if you want to learn, and if you want to get your skill developed, I again welcome you. Think of, and you can join us for the course as well. We are providing this, such a brilliant course prepared by, our mentors from industry, from, academics perspective. So we try to, combine everything. This is a kind of, blended course. And classes will be in the evenings on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 3 months. So you can, if you're interested, definitely I would invite you to join us. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you very much, Sarabjit, for joining and delivering such a wonderful, session. And I will, suggest people also to go and read her book that is available in Amazon. And yes, that's good.
I have left my LinkedIn ID here if someone wanted to follow.
Yes, you
there.
can join her in the LinkedIn as well. Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. And
Thank you very much.
yes,
Bye
thank you.
bye.